But I wanna thanks also Eric and Marsha to invite me to talk here. It's been a pleasure to me to come to New York again and being in the event that I organized something like 5 years ago for the first time. So thank you very much, and also for making this great event such a great organization. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about a tale about how we take something like maybe an angry client that is running Magento 1, creepy done by another, not even an agency, a couple of developers, and just trying to do something in Magento, low pricing, always trying to get the most of those little agencies with low prices, and then they figured that not always the cheap thing is the good thing if you are going to invest in opening a shop or open a new channel online, okay? I hope you can enjoy the session. So, yeah, as another agency CEO, after partying like an animal last night, maybe I was not the last in the yesterday, but it doesn't mean I didn't go to another place, so it's okay. So, okay, so I'm 43 years old, I have to remember. First contact with Magento in 2008. I am former vice president of Magento Association that is not longer existing. And I love to learn. I love basketball. I love aliens. I love travel. I love dance. I love gin tonic. I love many things: food, people, commerce, technology. But I love common sense. Okay, this is one of the things that I love the most. And I don't like laziness. Okay, so going to party doesn't mean that I don't work. Normally, I do proper work at my office when I'm there. Okay. Something about my company. I don't know if you know about Interactive 4, but last year we got an award in Imagine. We were the #1 contribution company partner from Magento. We did something like by far, we were the top #1 contributor company. So we also have a master. We also got another award for a big company that is called DoFree about the internationalization process for a merchant, that we were rolling out something like 14 new countries for them in 2 years. So it was very, very remarkable milestone for us. And we were also organizing Meet Magento events as I said, in Spain and in New York. Something about the client. This client is very special because they sell something that they sell happiness. So it's pretty interesting, you know, the way they operate. So the client, it's Parques Reunidos. So they are the 8th leisure park operator worldwide. They have 60 active locations worldwide with thematic parks. Okay, they have water parks, they have leisure parks, and they have something almost 20 million visitors a year. Okay. So they have a project. They have a project that they sell not only the tickets. So we were introduced to take over the project that allows customers to buy an annual pass. Okay, annual pass to all the parks across a country. In this case, it's Spain. Okay. So they have some kind of M1 Magento instance 1.9 with a lot of customizations because the process was quite difficult when we saw it for the first time, and many different companies were touching the code in different times. They were not happy with any of them, and just taking count that 70% of the revenue of this project, it's made in promo during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and Xmas, Christmas campaigns. So the product is the annual pass. It's called in Spain Pass Anual. It's a personal access to a selection of Spark, so you can customize which are the pass that you like and put it in the shopping cart and then check out with all the parks that you want to go within a year. They have many promotions type. You buy 2, you get another one for free, 3 per 2. Many of your grandpa can go if they reach an age, so you need to know the ages of all of the family members. And they also have some kind of a concept inside the product that is called the family unit, and it's one of the members of the unit, of the family unit, is the one that takes care about the rest of the family. So you can buy a bunch of family annual passes for your family. So they have something like a crazy checkout in Magento 1 that was very nice to customize, not now with Magento 2. So that the completion average time was between 5 and 10 minutes. So they got a real problem if they got all the sales in Cyber Monday and Black Friday, because those pages, you know, that are not catchable at all. So if you have all the sessions there, you almost die. So you need a big amount of resources in terms of hosting, or you need to make a lot of tricks in order to load the data and pass the data to the auxiliary tables in the checkout, or do some tricks in order to get the performance in a nice way to complete the process. So the problem that they have, those guys here in the checkout, was that all the people were here stuck trying to make the whole process. So also they have a problem because when they opened this new channel, they didn't know about how to gather all the information with good data quality about all the past users that bought the annual pass the years before. So they want also to improve the renovation process, because it's more easy to sell the pass to someone that bought the pass before. So they were also investing a lot in trying to gather all those guys that they got in the database that bought the pass another years, to sell some promos and make some money. So what was our mission? So try to stabilize the project, all the bugs out, improve the performance, make some UX changes, just simple ones in order to raise the conversion rate, and automate the ERP integration, because they got a really nightmares every day in order to push all their transactions to the ERP systems. So imagine if you have, 7,000 cells in a day, and you cannot push all this data into the ERP systems, and then someone is going to enter the park, and just the door or the automatic system doesn't allow you to get into it. It's a real problem. So all problems have at least one solution. But to find any solution, you better know first which are the problems you have. So what we do normally when we find a client like this that is angry, that they don't know what to do, they got many answers from the other agency, and there is no they don't rely in any other agency or developer. What we do in this case? So we do an audit. We do a deep audit about what's going on in the project. Why? Because to take responsibility of anything, you need to know what's going on first there, right? And we are the ones that are going to be called if something happened in the project. So we have something like we call in Spain, we have a bull that it's already right. Okay, so it's an angry bull, okay? So audit steps is more or less the same in every company, I guess. We made a repo for the database. We use all the project management tools that we use internally. We gather all the documentations for the client, if they have, because there's a lack of documentations all the time when they work with people that are not used to working a right way, or this. I mean, if you are not clear with the client, you don't deliver documentation. It's the last thing that you do. So normally, when we choose clients like this that they are in this situation, we all know that we are not going to have any proper documentation. But okay, anyway, we ask for them, and they, like in the Western movies, no, it's this thing goes, and no one is taking you any replay. So we make a comparison between the project core and the current version of Magento to see if anything done in a creepy way, touching the core. Ben, and we also make a list about the third-party extensions and integration analysis, and we make some documentation. We made a code review about what's been done in the front end and the back end, and also we project, we we inspect and analyze the hosting and the infrastructure for the client. Because sometimes also, they don't know about how to set up a current Magento instance we saw many things. I don't know, having more than one front-end server and having the sessions locally, things like that. It's crazy stuff. So we begin to build 10 minutes. Okay, we begin to build a new project documentation. And I think this is a must. So you need to deliver first something to the client that is just something from you, okay? Something that you can build on top of that, a new relationship with them. Make them to be confident about you, okay? And then we send them audit report and some recommendations about to implement in the project. So to take responsibility, you must take over the project. So what does it mean? You don't depend on any other party. So the client have any other hosting solution, you need to take the project in your partners, in your own people, and the people that you really rely, okay, on. So you take over. Then normal steps is just use your own resources, as I said. Hosting, marketing is possible because also people from hosting and marketing guys, they try to do, I don't know, sometimes very difficult promotions that are quite difficult to implement in the site, right? Set up and configure the new infrastructure. Plan with the client a go live, exactly when it's not peak traffic for them. Go live, of course, and then make the changes and apply the recommendations given to the client one by one. I mean, one by one, why? Because you want to make the client happy step by step. If you give them too much at the beginning, you are not going to have another step to make them happy again, and they're going to want you more and more and more. So you want to give them, you are going to feed them step by step, okay? So now we introduce some improvements, and we keep feet on the ground, okay? This is a matter about ceasing the expectations, okay? Developers can do magic. We just code and deploy, okay? But maybe if we code and deploy in the right way, some results are going to be shown in your account. So we apply recommendations. Some recommendations, we choose some of them, the more easy ones, okay? We have stabilized the project, and we began to apply some recommendations. Why recommendations? So we need to align expectations first. We make sure that we take a screenshot of all the data needed in order to have a proper picture of the current status of the project, okay? In terms of sales, in terms of performance, everything. We make, this is good, by the way. The recommendation can be an improvement. We should that we apply the improvements into the production side. And we may report with the new data after deploy. And what happened? Okay, if we have a bad result, our recommendation is not an improvement. So we have a happy client then, okay? What happened if it's not? If the same result can be something to be improved in the future, okay? So it's good enough. But if it's a bad result, okay, roll back now, okay? Roll back and keep the site exactly the same, and then inspect again, but maybe it's something that you recommend is not good for the project. So once we have our client more or less happy, and we pass the first Black Friday session, and we save them for completely catastrophe, okay, because they failed the year before, we were talking to them about what to do. So should we invest in Magento 1 and doing something that you're going to throw away in a couple of years, or should we invest in a new site based in Magento 2 and improve all the processes and give you something new? Okay, so we do new platform, okay? So let's rock and let's go for new Magento hot shells. Aligning expectations with the client is one of the top things with our project managers and architects. So we need to explain to the client exactly what are the pros and cons about doing a new replatform, going from Magento 1 to Magento 2. In this case, the most difficult thing was not the migration of the data, because they have everything in the ERP. So we gather all the data from the ERP and we push all the data to the ERP, so no problem. But it's just not a new UX and design, okay? It's also a new opportunity to change business model and business procedures in order to get more revenue. So we create a new and redesign all the integration systems that we assure that all the data goes to the ERP system, okay? 5 minutes, okay. They tell this guy 5 minutes, okay. This one, okay. No, this one over there. Yeah, now it's wake up, okay. So, and also, we decided with the client that we better do Magento 2 checkout in a regular way, not to customize the way they did in Magento 1, okay? Because it's very, very, very difficult to do something, and I think they need to spend a lot investment in order to make exactly the same thing. So we improve more or less the way they check out. So we gather all the info from the client, we analyze them, we learn, and we evolve the project, okay? So we beat the client sometimes in order to analyze that, okay? We put their shoes. We also put the shoes of the customer that faced the project in order to make a renovation or buying a new pass, that it's a long process, was a long process in Magento 1. And also, we were thinking about, you know, the way Magento can do this in a better way. So we transformed and we were flexible in order to do something with them. So I think that the final result was very good, and we uploaded the last. We put it in production something like in about 3 weeks was right, Enrique? 3 weeks ago, and was really good. So we did a new checkout process. We did a new registration process to them. We did a new account that gave them an ability in order to make new, improve the upsells. And also, we changed the way we push all the data to the ERP system. Let's go very quickly to the new features that we did just checkout, okay, with one family unit. The main family unit was the one that was doing the checkout. We don't need to do to gather all the information from all the people that is going to have the pass. So later on in my account, you'll need to fill in this information. So checkout process is just checkout process as any other Magento checkout. So we are not going to be there something like 5 or 10 minutes. You know, everybody's stuck, and you know, something that is not catchable. So they are improving right now the way the people is checking out and making the sales. Okay. So at the end, we improve the customer experience and also, you know, the performance of the project. After they have, after the checkout, they need to fill in all the information, okay? So it was something like an asynchronous mode about buying the units and then filling in the information, but also this new registration process gave us the opportunity to send notifications to the client about which is the status, exactly the status of the passes that they bought. So what happened? That they had fewer calls to the customer care, okay, because they know day by day what's going to happen with the tickets that they bought. The My Account also, you know, gives it's the new center of the client. So they log in, they go to the My Account section, and they can plan right now the visit to the different parks, and they can get benefits of planning their visits to the different parks, and they can buy things in advance so they can improve the upsell opportunities, okay, and offer, I don't know, like meal deals or parkings, less price or something like that, because those guys, they are not getting money only in the passes. They get money by people using the passes, okay? 1 minute. Okay, a minute, it's okay. So let's go fast, because we end. In this business, the only fixed constant is change. So what now? Now we finished. Client is happy. It's making sales. Everything is stabilized. So what to do? So we offer them a new plan for doing a new improvement for the next year. What are them? So the new improvements, what we have in the pipeline with them is we're gonna do DB split. This is Magento Enterprise. So we want to offer them to do DB split between the sales and the rest of the database. It's going to improve the performance. PWA, of course. In-park identification, that they can also give access to different part of the parks. And also for payments and a loyalty program, that this way is not only buying the pass, it's also spending money in order to gather points and behaviors, and then make better promotions in order to attract people to go to the parks. And I think this is pretty much done.
So, who would have a question after that? I know you do. There it is.
The most challenging part of this project is trying to keep marketing guys away of the project.
We're not offended at all by that.
I think marketing guys, when you have this client cycle of sales is just very short. So they have something like plenty of time to do whatever. And when you have plenty of time of doing whatever, you just thinking stupid things all the time. So I think that the most difficult part was, trying to keep those guys away for a while, and then when they have the new thing, when they're trained, they can plan the new promo strategy for the next season, and then this is the thing that they're doing right now, so things are going pretty well.
Wonderful. Got one all the way in the back. This rug is going to kill me.
Hi. Besides the immediacy of somebody who just bought a ticket having to get through the gate, were there any things about them selling tickets that made this a unique project for Magento?
Can you make the question again, because I didn't hear you well?
Oh, I'm sorry. So this client was selling tickets.
Yeah, they sell tickets. Yeah.
So is there anything that makes selling tickets unique to other products with Magento? Besides, you talked about, if somebody bought a ticket, they need to get in the gate right away, or otherwise they're going to be upset.
Yes.
Was there anything else that made the selling tickets unique?
I mean, selling tickets, you have many models of selling tickets. If you have a seated venue, you need also to take care about the seats, to reserve the seats as well. But the main thing with this project regarding selling the tickets is that I think that they need to consolidate all the information from the client, also the pictures, because the passes have the pictures, because it's personal access to the parks. So they need to consolidate the data from the customer, from the family unit, and once you have all this data, you need to push all those data to the ERP system, and then they physically print the tickets, and they deliver the tickets to a park, so it's an in-store pickup. Okay, or they deliver the tickets, the cards. There are something like a credit cards size passes, vouchers, to the house, to your own house. So what it makes it unique? It's that it's a unique information from every single people that is registered on the site. The rest of the things is just attached to the ID of the customer. If you want to buy parking, or if you want to buy a deal meal or things like that. It does answer your question?